In this unit, we're going to talk to you about rebooting your happiness. And if you're like me, you just cannot hear any more about self-care, right? You cannot hear one more time about how you need to put your kid's oxygen mask on after yours, or how you can't pour from an empty cup. I've heard so much lately about self-care, and nothing was changing anything in my life. I thought, I don't know what I want. I don't know how to do self-care. I don't want to just go get a pedicure every week, and that's just not going to make me happy. So we're going to start by talking about real desires. So you have to figure out what you really want. Then you can either give it to yourself. We're going to talk about our lift list, or you can learn to receive from him and from the universe. So this week, we would challenge you to make a lift list. And what that looks like is putting things down on paper, or you can make a mental list of things that make you happy. It can be little things, big things. And again, if you're like me, I was like, I don't know what makes me happy anymore. I have 3 kids that I homeschool. I'm a busy mom. I work from home, and I don't do anything that makes me happy anymore. It made me think about that line in the movie from Inside Out about how Joy says, today we're going to have a happy day, which will turn into a happy week, which will turn into a happy year and a happy life. And I thought, I am just wasting my life away. I'm not doing anything to make myself happy. So I made a mental lift list of things, little things here and there that would make me happy. And those things looked like picking up a drink while I was downtown running my errands, going outside, doing my outside chores, and then sitting in my garden for 10 minutes and just enjoying it just for a minute. I've also started listening to podcasts while I grocery shop. This takes a annoying chore that I really wasn't looking forward to and turns it into a fun me time. So if you're struggling like I did to find things to put on your lift list, think of things that you did as a kid. What things did you do to have fun? Did you hang out with your friends? Did you go outside? Did you write? Did you read for fun? What are the things you did as a kid? Then turn those into the adult version. And they don't have to take your whole day. They can be quick little pick-me-ups throughout the day that make you feel happy. And when you add those 3 things into your day, you'll see how much more you have to give your family, the people you work with, everyone around you. I know it's sounding like self-care, and it is, but it's thinking of it in a different way. Now, what about the things that you need your husband to do? As a wife, there's so many projects and things that I want to get done, and I also need his help with the kids. So how do I get him to help me? Before, I would complain. I would make him lists of things to do. I tried everything that women try to get my husband to do the things I needed him to do. And he wasn't very motivated to do them. But now I learned to state desires instead of complaints. And he is so motivated to help me. He loves to help me. He loves to give me these gifts of my desires when I state them in this way. So before, I would say things like, I am so burnt out. My husband, he works for 2 days and then he comes home for 4 days. And I love that. But at the end of the 2 days that he's been gone and I'm home alone with kids, I am so burnt out. And I used to tell him that. I used to just say, oh, it was awful. I would text him while he was at work and tell him how awful the kids were. And I would tell him how burnt out I was before he even walked in the front door. He wasn't very motivated, and also he didn't know how to help me. Now I say things like, he gets home from the day and I say, I would love to go do something fun by myself today. And he is so excited to give me that time. I have a pinch me moment that I've wanted to share, and this is the perfect unit to do so. It happened, it was when I first started trying this information, and I was like, okay, we'll see how this goes. It was during quarantine, and I was so burnt out. He'd been at work, and we couldn't go anywhere, and I felt like there was just nothing. Like all of the things on my lift list I couldn't do because I had the kids. None of us were going anywhere, and it was just a really frustrating time. So he came home, and instead of me saying I'm so burnt out, I said those words, and I said, I would love to go do something fun by myself today. And in about 5 minutes, my mom had called and me on the phone, and she said, "Hey, I'm taking you out to lunch. I'll pick you up at 1." And I was so excited. And I got off the phone, and all of a sudden I was like, this seems so suspicious. And I asked my husband, like, did you tell my mom to take me out to lunch? He was like, no. But he's like, but there's chairs in the back of the car for you if you guys want to have a picnic. So he totally set it up, and he did totally want credit for it. But it was so cute, and I was so touched that he had called my mom up, said, will you take her out to lunch? He set it up, an idea that we were going to go pick up sandwiches from a place. We would meet outside, sit 6 feet apart on our little chairs, and eat lunch. And it was the biggest lift for me. It lifted me for like a whole week just to have some time to talk to my mom in person without kids interrupting and running around. And he happily watched them. And it was just such a gift. And he was so excited to give it. So another example is, I am so tired. I used to say that a lot. Instead, now I say, I would love to take a nap today. I state my desire instead of my complaint. He's happy for me to go have a nap, or I say, I would love to have the kids in bed by 8 so that I can go to bed by 9 tonight. Something like that. Instead of saying, why don't we ever go on a trip by ourselves? I would say, it would be so fun to go on a trip just you and me. Instead of saying, why do I have to bring in all the groceries by myself? This is something I did all the time. Oh, no one wants to help me. I have to do everything by myself. And now I say, I love it when you help me bring in the groceries in when I get home from the store. And he now runs out there to help me because he knows that's something I love. Instead of saying, you never help me clean the kitchen, I now would say something like, it makes me so happy when I wake up to a clean kitchen. I'm stating what I actually want. I actually want a clean kitchen. I don't even care who does it, right, or when it gets done. But I would love to wake up to a clean kitchen. That is a pure, clean desire, not telling him how to do it. You're not telling him necessarily when to do it, but you're telling him how you love to wake up to that. Instead of saying, you never plan anything for my birthday, you could say something like, I loved it when you took me to that fun restaurant for my birthday. Even if you just went together and you chose it and he didn't necessarily plan it all, give him some credit. Tell him how much you loved the things that he has done for you in the past, and he'll be so excited to help you with those things in the future. You're the only one that can make you happy. When you criticize or complain, he's not motivated to help you, and he feels like he's failing. When you state a real desire, he sees a chance to make you happy and give you a gift.